I was a sanitation engineer, an ever-vigilant paladin of the American people's ever-intensifying access. I and my garbage bag-hurling brethren were responsible for the aesthetic purity and hygiene of the rolling suburbia that defined this once great nation. Cloaked in our glimmering vests of luminescent orange, we cleansed the streets of all the filthy scum that would threaten to engulf the thoroughfares and sidewalks, thus preventing the festering of a perfect environment for plague-carrying vermin that would overwhelm the good people and children of these wholesome, upper-middle-class pillars of American society. If it wasn't for us, the country would be overcome with death and despair from the ever-spreading plague. The doctors would be overwhelmed with the abundance of death, sickness, insanity, pain, misery, horror, and rampant new diseases that would rapidly eat away at your skin like it's some sort of huge banquet. Yes, a feast of flesh for these egregious viruses, where our skin is the first course. Each of our specific races providing a unique flavor. Then they move on to the second course, as our vital organs are a different dish that these microscopic family of psychopathic, genocidal, sadistic, Satan-worshipping gluttons partake in, until finally, dessert is served as they reach our bones. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our skeletons are their favorite dish. As they gorge and grow obese and fat on our bones, we sit there frail and helpless to stop it. And then, after we die, our corpses, which lay cold in the streets, become leftovers, stuck in the fridge overnight. Unable to keep up with the ever-growing number of dead, sick, and the dying, the economy would collapse under the mountains of garbage. So that's why we do this. Day after day, picking up your trash. We are the silent protectors of this great realm, where we are the unsung heroes that ride around in our stinking trucks doing what must be done to protect you from yourselves. Although for the past 3 weeks we were on strike, taking the path of non-violence to gauge the respect, dignity, and higher salaries that we were due for a long time now. We spent the nights on the streets living in multicolored radiant tents, which we painted with futurist collages of better, brighter tomorrows for your front-of-the-mill, working-class sanitation engineer. Gathered around the administrator's office, we sang soulful songs of protest, world peace, respect for the environment, and better working benefits, of course. I had a utopian landscape of gold and silver, Art Deco-inspired Lovecraftian spires decorating my tent, while my good friend Christopher Mambazu, my 7-feet-tall fellow brother in trash, had a 7-headed radiant rainbow unicorn painted on the side of his tent. It was shooting a bright pink fiery laser beam from its phallic horn through the black, maggot-infested heart of a Mitt Romney caricature. Meanwhile, the city choked in its own filth, writhing in a sea of dirty diapers and piss-filled garbage bags. Just thinking about it gives me chills. Just think about it for a minute, won't you? Your front lawns covered with your own unwanted garbage. Just visualize it, ladies and gentlemen. Your front lawn covered with agricultural waste, rotting food, animal byproducts, housing waste, and other hazardous domestic surplus. Biodegradable waste, both biochemical and clinical waste. Compost, construction and demolition waste abandoned on your front lawn by lazy construction workers. Coffee wastewater, commercial waste, human waste, consumable waste, electronic waste, both sewage and sludge combining into a super chemical byproduct that made little Billy die of cancer, his hair falling out, his skin calling for help as it turns translucent. Gaseous and industrial waste, fly ash, inert waste, kitchen waste, marine debris, medical, metabolic, mineral, and medicinal solid waste, all piled up underneath little Billy's favorite tree. Yes, the one with the tire swing that good old Dad built with his own 2 callous manly hands. And that's not all. Post-consumer waste, recyclable waste, and hazardous retail waste all mixed up in the corner there next to the sewage. And rotting slaughterhouse offal, spent nuclear fuel radiating low-level radioactive waste dispensing waste heat that made little Susie's hair fall out. Ship disposal, winery water waste, and other general litter. All this, plus at the same time housing a terrifyingly large population of rats. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget the rats, our little fellow mammal friends. Engorged on the profusion of garbage and grown fat and frightfully large on all the abundance of noxious radioactive waste. Look at it, all over your once clean and wholesome lawn. Look at it. You caused this. You brought this all on yourselves by not appreciating your humble local sanitation engineer. Look at it. Look at all what you've done. Look at it in despair. And it breaks all our hearts every second, just simply thinking about what you're going through. But we need to be taken seriously, to be treated like the hard-working professionals that we are. And that's what I think about every night as I lay in my immaculately decorated tent. I lay, and I still feel the hateful sting of the riot sticks upon my person. I think of all of you as the corrupted pigs flog me and my fellow protesters like dogs. I cannot sleep. I'm an insomniac, you know. And there was only one thing in the world that could help me slumber soundly. For you see, ever since I was a child, I had this idyllic dream that one day, I could have a big black man of my very own to sing me to sleep each night. A muscular ebony behemoth in a 17th century aristocratic periwig that would lay with me in my bed, cradling my weary little head in his brawny muscular arms, and sing to me in a soaring staccato bravado characteristic of the Louisiana bayou, while comfortingly stroking my little head. Then after I'm away in the land of Nod, he would tuck me in and kiss my little forehead, and venture back into my magical closet from which he came. You must understand that there is no homosexual intent in any of this. For you see, this is nothing more than what I would like to call an almost Hellenic celebration of masculinity. Nothing fruity about it. Then I noted that the protest camp was uncharacteristically quiet this early in the evening, so I did what any red-blooded American would do in this strange situation. I got out of my tent and went to see if my very good friend, Christopher Mombazu, and my other comrades were all right. The camp was as silent and absent of any laughter and merriment as a Rob Schneider film. Nearly all the tents had the specific bite marks characterized by the giant, hairy, mutant vampire rats that sprung up thanks to all the radioactive waste left on people's front lawns. For some reason, this made me think of my granduncle, Zebediah Goldberg, a former cross-country traveling salesman, and the very first drag queen bounty hunter recognized by Missouri. I remember the thing that he told me that applied exactly to this situation.
Sonny, always make sure to take off your G-string before you teabag something you shot. You see, that's a real problem that a lot of us cross-dressing bounty hunters forget, is to take off the G-string because you've got your cock tucked up and your balls, too, right upside your ass, so it's a real problem. It's a cruel world out there, and sometimes when you shoot something, you need to teabag it. Just to assert yourself as a man, even if you're dressed like a woman. Always remember that. You always remember that, boy. And if you don't, so help me God, I will breastfeed you from my man boobies.
Ah, good old Uncle Zebediah always had an intellectually satisfying solution to nearly every solution. So I took my ever-handy MG42 machine gun that I keep in my goodie bag always, and set off to search for my apparently missing comrades. I made my way around the street. Signposts bent over, streets covered in gore, cars burnt out and on their sides. I saw a man walk, a dead man, in an immaculately dressed suit. I don't know, perhaps it was a Levante 69. beautiful. Sure, it was covered in blood, but beautiful nonetheless, and such shiny shoes. Of course, they were covered in human brains, but, obviously you could tell that they were of immaculate workmanship. I shot the thing and stole its shoes. I put them on. A few more of the undead run towards me, and they're dressed like 17th century aristocrats. There must be a convention in town. I mow them down, and they fall over, clawing to me still. Few of them cut in half. They have such amazing wigs and petticoats, pink and blue and red, all of the colors of the rainbow. I don't want to shoot one in the head to damage the wig. My clothes are all dirty and covered with gore, so I track down one that I have not shot yet. His petticoat and wig are still somewhat clean. I kick it in the head, and it falls down. I stick a bayonet that I found randomly on the ground through its head, and it stops moving. I take its petticoat and its wig. I abandon my own vulgar clothing, and I get dressed in what I was born to wear. I look amazing as I look at myself in a shattered shopside window. The reflection looks back at me, and I don't have the words to describe my own happiness. More of the undead are coming. I am prepared now. I walk around looking for my friends. There's no one here. Nobody living anyway. Only the dead walk. A few run up to me, trying to eat my flesh. I fire at them, blowing them away. You cannot have my skin. You cannot have it. You things, you. They die again. For real this time. I look down at one of them, and he has the most amazing watch you have ever seen. Gold with diamonds on it. I look closely. I take out my diamond examiner thingy, and I examine the diamonds. And that's exactly what they are. Diamonds. The thing twists and tries to grab me feebly, but I put my hand upon its wrist and steal its watch. And as I run, I pass the Miskatonic University, the road that leads off to Old Innsmouth. The dead are coming. And then I stop for a minute, and I look at the sight before my eyes. A blood-red car. And not just any car. A car that's been haunting my dreams and fantasies as a young child all my life. A Bentley, masterfully restored, probably from the 1950s. 1953, if I am any judge. It glimmers. A wonderful red paint job with flames on it. Some would say for a Bentley that's a little bit out of taste, but fuck, what do they know? It looks beautiful. Too bad it's on its side, and I'm not strong enough to push it over. But I'll kneel down and I'll look, and there's a dead man in there. It reaches out to me, but it can't reach me. Its seatbelt makes it immovable, unable to get at my throat. And it has the most amazing white opera gloves you've ever seen. Barely any blood showing at all. I cut the hand with my bayonet. There's not much meat there. The majority of it is rotted away. I take off the opera gloves and behead the thing. I throw it out of the car, and I put on my opera gloves. This is getting better and better every second. And then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came stumbling my good friend and acquaintance Christopher Mombazu. His clothes all torn up, his shirt gone, covered in gore, a machete in each hand, and a periwig upon his head. He joined me, giving me a friendly non-homosexual hug, the most masculine thing ever, and said that he was worried about me. I said the same. He looked upon the car that I found, and he smiled. He put down his machetes and got on his haunches. He put his hands underneath the leaning car and pushed with all his masculine African might. His shoulders bunched, every single muscle upon his back stood out in extreme detail. His body was magnificent. He pushed and he pushed, every single muscle straining his arms and legs. Visible, every muscle was visible. Covered in sweat, drenched in it, he pushed the car back on its wheels. And he turned to me, covered in sweat, his periwig slightly on his side. He smiled. And I knew from that moment on that this demigod of the land of the red sky would be my best friend forever. I threw him my gun, and we both smiled. The moon is out, full and fat and obese in the sky, red like the blood on the ground, and the fire in my heart. The dead are coming. It's time to take out the trash. And there we were, an immaculate sight, me driving over the dead, and him mounted upon the hood of the car, firing my gun, his shirt off, and his body glistening with sweat, his periwig flaming in the wind along with his gun, firing profusely at the legions of the undead. He looked down at me, and I looked up at him. We shared a glance and a smile. He blew more away, and more and more and more. Heads, limbs flew all over the place. And then something horrible happened. He fell off into the horrible embrace of the legions of the undead. I never saw Mombazu again. My prince, my African prince, my ebony behemoth was gone. 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 Swarmed over by the dead. Never to be seen again. They got under my tires. The car flipped. I flew into the air, crashing through the window of some shop or some other. The dead were closing in. I woke up a few seconds later, covered in glass and blood. I was in some costume shop. And I thought to myself, who on earth would wear such silly things?
Gentlemen, it's time once again to discuss things. Like, my internet hasn't come. You're the one in Australia. Bullshit. Anyway. Hey there everybody, how's it going? Joining me today is Milan Jeftic 1992 on Geeky Gentleman, and this week we will be discussing cosplay. This is a special Halloween video. I hope you guys
enjoyed the little intro there. Milan worked very hard on that, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, that means Milan failed, because this is being said before that was recorded.
Oh, dude,
The
my
veil
friend.
is lifted, everybody. The veil is lifted.
Everyone's probably losing their shit laughing right now, so what you just said didn't really matter. So, yes, greetings everyone, this is Milan Jeftik 1992, and we're gonna try to squeeze out an hour and a half worth of material from the subject of cosplay.
Yes, this is, like I said, a special Halloween episode. Sorry, last week's episode didn't get uploaded. There's a family problem on my end, and Bill got really busy on his end, so we just decided to scrap that week. We'll be picking up GL, the animated series, next week. We should be recording that on Friday, and it should be posted over the weekend.
Yes, and let's so yeah, Halloween and cosplay sort of go together because getting dressed up in colorful costumes and going out robbing people apparently has something to do with the cosplay scene. But
Wait,
yes,
robbing people? Where are you getting robbing people from?
dude, this is like one of the biggest cosplay festivals ever. Like it's a tradition here in Australia that a bunch of guys would get dressed up as supervillains and after hitting the convention circuit would just go out at night and rob old people.
That's terrible. I can't believe anyone would do that. That's horrible.
Oh, dude, don't you have that there in America?
No, at least not that I've heard of.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Like, I've never heard of, like, a large tradition of people, like, I'm sure somebody committed a crime while in costume like that, but I've never heard of that being the thing to do.
Oh, it is, dude.
That's horrible. I can't believe that.
Well, you should have seen the Australian news. There was once this lady that got stabbed 74 times, but this guy is dressed up as that guy from Kingdom Hearts, Sora, I think it is. Yeah, so Sora stabbed a woman 75 times in front of her daughter, and Goofy and Donald Duck watched. So, yeah.
That's quite bad. Wow, Man, okay, well, see, I've done... Taking it away from something that was completely horrible and not at all what I wanted to start this on, because this is always a happy, fun thing to me.
Dude, this is Halloween. This is meant to be scary and disturbing, right?
I guess, but that's just fucked up. Like, that's not even the right kind of fucked up. That's just, like, mean.
I don't do it. It's just a thing that happens.
I guess. No, I cosplay. Just give me 1 sec. Actually, I'm gonna pause the recording here for a second. Ow. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but, my bud Chris the Jew is online, and, he cosplays as well as I do. So, since Bill can't be here because of, Hurricane Sandy, hitting New York, we're having Chris join us.
One thing...
Well, hold on. And to the thing that was just being discussed, Milan, of course, was fucking with me, and it's a really bad way to start a conversation by just completely, destroying my whole knowledge base on something, Milan. So anyways, Chris, say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
One thing, I'm sorry, I don't mean this in any way, but how ironic it is that a Jew's name is Christopher.
Why is that ironic?
Chris means bearer of Christ.
Oh, that is
Yes, and
Okay.
you're a Jew. Oh, I love it. Oh, and I love your your scene in the movie. Just one of the best scenes ever.
Okay, so, yes, it was really fun just to stuff him in there. Did you ever see the outtake reel, Milan?
That was when that's when he gets tortured by the little, midget of horror.
No. The outtakes, like not outtakes, the gag reel.
Yeah.
I think I did, but it's been quite a long time. But
Oh, it's just great because he's inside the thing, and I rubber banded it shut so he couldn't get out.
The door.
oh my, that is so delightfully vindictive, Ian.
Yeah. Anyway, back to cosplay.
Yes.
So I cosplay mostly as comic book characters when I've done it. I like to do original ones sometimes. Chris, what do you usually do? Besides Homestuck, and we are not turning this into a conversation about Homestuck.
We won't. Usually I do Homestuck ones, but I also have done some from movies and comic books. Although the only comic book one that I've done is really more of a graphic novel, so I don't know if you can count that as a comic book. It was Scott Pilgrim.
It's who? Oh, Scott Pilgrim. Cool.
I did Gideon from Scott Pilgrim.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Right. Milan, have you ever done any cosplay?
No, because dressing up in cosplay or any sort of, femininely costume in the Serbian culture would mean that my father would have to shoot me in the stomach.
Well, wait. How is it feminine now?
I don't know, just dressing up in any sort of costume is seen as, homosexual from the Serbian point of view. But I do, when he's not around, I do tend to dress up in... I want to one day to dress up as Fat Hush.
As Fat Hush? Like
yes.
Hush from the Batman comics, but the fat version.
Yes.
Kind of like slutty Abe Lincoln, right?
Indeed, yes.
Okay.
You got it right there. That's it.
Okay.
And
I don't know, like Hush is actually a fairly easy one to pull off, and that's actually a pretty good way to kind of dive into this a little bit. With modern comics in general, but with modern media in general, it's become much easier to cosplay as someone because they've really downplayed the extravagance of the costume and made it more, bare bones, the heroes have become more practical than fantastic in just comic books, but in all media in general. I mean, when was the last time you saw a movie, non-comic book, where the hero had a really strange, elaborate, you could never find this costume that wasn't, an art house piece? Like, I guess you could maybe go with Harry Potter, but those weren't really that elaborate. It was mostly gowns and robes.
Harry Potter doesn't have anything too hard to find. If you're really desperate, you could even use a Snuggie for Harry Potter.
Exactly. There's just not that, so when you see people cosplay, it's more with, very distinguished things. Video games are one of the last, good things to mine for extravagant costumes.
Oh, yeah.
That's starting to get, repeated.
Animes
too, yes, definitely.
Animes have some of the most ridiculously extravagant things.
Well,
true. I'm just talking about, as far as American audiences go, because Hush would be really easy. You need some medical gauze, and you need an overcoat. That's it. Everything else you should already have in your house.
Yes. I think I've got one. I'm not sure if this will count because it's from the early 2000s, but The Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I'm sure that is...
That's not a bad one. Are you thinking of, the main character? Because he's just, fighter pilot. The hardest thing to get for that is going to be, the helmet with the goggles? Because, I work at Goodwill. I've seen fighter pilot jackets before.
We have a Army surplus store here in town that you can get both the jacket and the goggles at.
Yes, it's not it's definitely not as, bare bones as go to any store and you can find something that looks almost identical to what you need. But it's certainly not out there. God, I cannot tell you how hard it was for me when I did my my Joker / Batman cosplay to find Batman underpants. No, because what I did is one of my favorite episode of the series, The Batman, quote unquote, was when Joker decided to dress up like Batman. And so I took that idea of Joker dressed up like Batman, and that's what I did. So I made the shittiest Batman costume I could possibly make. It was a Batman shirt with the yellow symbol and some long opera gloves that I'd sewn little foam board triangles on, and this crappy bat mask and this childish cape. And to top it all off, I had a yellow belt with the Batman belt buckle over some black jeans And of course, to top it all off, was some Batman underpants that were, grown men size. I mean, I found a lot of kids Batman underwear, but there was no grown ass man Batman underwear to be found.
You're just not looking in the right places.
No, I actually, seriously, I really wasn't, because I was thinking I'd have to go to, like, some collector's store or something, but you know what? Fucking Walmart, of all places.
I would have thought like Hot Topic or Spencer's would have it.
That's what I thought too, but no.
Walmart, the new haven of geeks. Oh, this is great. I wonder if they ever make a Madman movie. Michael Allred's graphic novel, because that costume would be quite difficult to pull off. Just an all-white bodysuit that's also a mask.
What did you say the author's name was? Because I'm not familiar with this.
Michael Allred. M-I-C-H-A-E-L. Michael Allred is A-L-L-R-E-D. Michael Allred. He does this comic book called Madman, and he's a fantastic artist. It's all comic book. His art style almost reminds me of like classic '60s comics mixed with bubblegum rock and roll. It's so.
Okay, so it's like a white suit that like red lightning bolt on it.
Yes.
Red exclamation.
Actually, I can think of a few ways that you could make that.
Yeah, the way I'd go with it is, those Lycra morph suits?
Zentei suits?
Yeah, those things. I'd go with a white one, and then I'd sew the red thing on it. I mean, if you wanted the exact thing. See, that's the thing about when I do my cosplays, unless I'm going for a very particular, like, I am this version of this character from this medium, I like to do more of a general thing that's kind of like laid back cosplay or practical cosplay. Like when I did my Sonic one, I had actual shoes with actual functioning straps, and I had a cool hoodie that actually doubles as a pillow, and I wear it around work all the time. That's no, seriously, dude, when you run break, it is amazing, because like the break room's really small, and the chairs are like, you can go about a whole 2 inches back from the table. And so there's like, it's really not comfortable until I wear that thing, and I can rest my head up against the wall, and there's this pillowy substance behind me. It's amazing.
I bet. Oh, and by the way, everyone, if you don't know what Sid is talking about, I'm sure he will link you to that.
I'll put up the video myself.
Oh yes. Oh, I wonder. Yes. So, Ian is Sonic. I don't know what I would be, but I'm sure the Jew would be Tails, but I don't know. Yes, you are.
Could be Eggman. And I don't know why I called him Eggman. I guess I'm taken to calling him Eggman just because more people recognize him as
Eggman.
It's Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, this incarnation has been known as Eggman almost since his induction.
Yeah, but Dr. Robotnik just, I like Eggman as an insult.
Yeah.
It's really good as an insult, but I cannot take it seriously as someone's name.
Yeah.
You can just imagine if they ever make a Sonic movie that, just have a guy, villain,
go down.
Yeah, I just have, the whole evil little Darth Vader music accompaniment, and then just Eggman.
Oh no, he's got his own theme.
Really?
Robotnik has his own theme song.
Yeah, well,
it's been going on for years. I'll play it right now. Hold on, I'll play it in the background now.
Of course he
I know. I won't play it for us, but in the video I'll play it.
Right,
Okay.
Of course. By the way, everyone, Ian has everything Sonic. He's got plushies of Sonic all over his room. You know those hoarders that just collect My Little Pony? Well,
I don't. Except Milan's lying out of his ass.
I'm not lying.
He's trying to get us off topic.
What?
On the topic of cosplays, something that is really big for a lot of cosplays are props.
Props, yes. It's actually, I find that it is really the little details that make everything.
Yeah.
You can have a Batman costume, but if you don't have stuff in the belt, it's not as cool. Like, you can have a really legit Batman costume, but if you can't do things like that Batman would do, then it's not as cool. Like, when I was doing my Sonic one, it was a cool hoodie, it was some cool shoes, but the nice touch was that I had rings.
The deal breaker is what I would call it for a cosplay.
Exactly. That's a perfect term for it. The deal breaker. It's those little finesses, that cherry on top. It just sells the whole thing.
Especially the little belt buckle that span around.
Yes.
That was just fun.
Which cosplays was it? I saw a few cosplays. They were Scott Pilgrim cosplays. There are people doing Ramona. And the Ramona cosplay is very simple. The only thing that's really hard to find would mostly be the tights and the wig.
And the hair.
Unless they had their hair like that. But
are you talking about like that bubblegum pink wig she wore?
Or the blue or the green, just like with the bangs in the front.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I had that bubblegum pink wig. I mean, you guys saw it in the movie and stuff. All I'd really have to do is get you can comb a wig into a different hairstyle.
Yeah.
So
but
that cost me like, what, $20, I think?
A lot of people had the purse that she has, that like round purse with the star on it. Like the ones that had that, it didn't matter how off little other bits of their costume were from ones that were more accurate. That purse really made the costume look more convincing, I guess.
What's the sledgehammer?
Yes, actually, quite a few of them had the sledgehammer. None of them were able to pull it out of the bag, though.
That would have been awesome if they'd found a way to do that.
Actually,
I really like it when they managed to see.
I've seen people talking, like, they'd had designs for how to do it with like a telescoping handle, but they never liked the idea of trying to actually do it because they would have to put way more effort in there than just a normal hammer.
Yeah, I got you. That makes perfect sense. I'm just saying, if you do that, it'd be...
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like things that are more complex. Like I said, when I was doing my to talk more about some of the details of the Joker as Batman thing that I did. Instead of a Batarang, I carried around a black coat hanger. And when I was hanging out with Bobby, who was dressed up as Batman that day, he's like, "Joker, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm not Joker. I am the Batman." And he's like, "Joker, take off that ridiculous costume. Shut up, criminal, and fear my Batarang of doom." It's like, "That's not a Batarang, that's a coat hanger. It's a coat hanger of justice." And I threw it at him, and it was awesome, because like, he just was so in character. He just let it bounce off of him, and then looked at me, and it was great. So it's just this little tiny detail that, like, is so dumb. Like, that's the thing, the tiny details you don't always even have to go that far out for, is what I'm trying to get. You know, I just looked in my closet and I found a coat hanger, and I didn't just find any kind of coat hanger. It was a black one.
Of justice. A black coat hanger. Oh, guys, by the way, another thing that people tend to cosplay a lot as, have either of you seen this little cartoon called Adventure Time?
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people tend to go dressed up as characters from that little cartoon.
Yes,
I'm sure, yeah, Finn is easy, you know, your little hoodie thing, the blue shirt, little shorts, but people have also tended to go a little bit more extravagant and go as Jake or the Ice King.
Or the
Marceline.
Princess Bubblegum.
Yep.
Peppermint Butler. I've seen a few people as Peppermint Butler.
Oh, that's awesome. If I could ever have, you know, one thing before I die, I want to go dressed up as Peppermint Butler and get gunned down in some horrible mafioso battle as Peppermint Butler. That would be awesome. But yes. By the way, an awesome cartoon, Inachu. Oh, it's an awesome cartoon, don't you think, Chu?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
I've watched it. That's the thing, is it's on what, Cartoon Network, if I'm not mistaken?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh.
I don't know, I just can't get into Cartoon Network ever since they made Dexter tall in CGI.
What?
You never saw that?
No.
They made Dexter a tall CGI character. It sucks balls.
What? No.
Yes.
You
Everything
lie.
I've ever known is a lie.
Yeah, but anyway, back to cosplay, if we can.
Yes.
So, Milan and I were actually talking a little bit about this the other night. My friend, Jendo Chabot, and I know I'm saying his last name wrong, he directed and I believe wrote, and I know he co-starred in a fan film of Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this film had spectacular effects. Really, really good job with the visual effects of this film.
Yeah.
The problem was, here's what the Green Lantern costume was. It was a guy in one of the movie t-shirts that had just come out that kind of looks like, the chests do on the Green Lantern costumes in the movie.
It's
and
sort of
jeans.
muscular. Oh.
Jeans.
That was it. That was the whole... Well, hold on. I take that back. And one of those little freebie rings they gave out during Blackest Night. That was the entire costume. That just brought down... I mean, the acting I wasn't expecting to be good because it's a fan film. But that just brought down the entire quality of the production just in every conceivable way.
They couldn't have gone to a fabric store or anything to get some fabric to just make the rest of it green, cover the jeans with green.
I don't know. Like that's the problem that it had. It was very limited budget. I don't know. The point I'm making is costumes really do make or break a production.
They do.
And not just and that's part of what cosplay is it's the production value of certain things. And so Milan and I were talking about this film the other night. I said I really enjoyed it, but the costuming just killed it for me. And he goes, well, how many good Green Lantern costumes have you seen? And I did a prototype of mine. Like, I did a prototype of a Green Lantern costume based on one single concept. That the symbol on the chest would glow.
And that is easy to do, actually.
Yeah, EL panels, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I used, is I used an EL panel. The problem is the shape. It's really hard to cut circles into those things, but I was able to get kind of a thing done. I don't love my costume overall, but it was it was a proof of concept, if you will, to see if I could make a shirt with the Green Lantern symbol glows. That was the entire point. And, I don't love the rest of it. The rest of it was kind of, well, if I can do this maybe, or see if this works out. And it was alright. Certainly not the worst Green Lantern costume I've ever seen. But it definitely was better than someone wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
And holding a ring. That just bugged the crap out of me.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's so sad that some guy like Ian or just any guy can just create a better Green Lantern costume than they did in the movie.
No, bullshit. That costume, that was really cool to me. I really like the idea behind that.
Yeah, the
its
idea was...
second skin. And it looked awesome to me. I thought it looked great.
The idea was good, and yes, at first I did like the second skin. The thing is, it looked better in the still images, the photoshopped images. It looked awesome there. It's just in motion, if they just gave it a larger budget and fixed up the little, CGI quirks, then it would have looked awesome. I mean, I thought
it was great. That's one of the things with that movie. People keep saying that the CGI looked terrible, and I just disagree. I think that comes down to more of a personal thing. Chris, have you seen the Green Lantern movie?
Bits and pieces of it, yes.
What do you think of the CGI of the suit?
Of the suit? If it wasn't... the suit seemed to move a little much, which kind of led to the didn't look so real thing. The suit did look cool, I'm not gonna lie, the suit looked cool. But if it just didn't, it just kind of moved a little much to be convincing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it had that energy pulsing thing, which I thought was really cool.
It did, and that was cool, but it just seemed a little too frequent.
I don't know, that's the thing is, I didn't notice that personally, but that might just be me, or it might just be you guys. It's one of those weird subjective things. I've certainly heard that the CGI was bad enough to think maybe there's a problem with it, but then again, people were saying, even before any shots were released, that the CGI was going to be terrible. I'm like, well, how do
There's this.
I can't remember the term now.
Preconception.
Yes, preconception.
I don't know. It's just like there was that weird thing. Like people just wanted to hate the movie before like anything was even out on it. I thought that was so odd. So it just really had a lot to go against, and any minor flaw was, I felt, projected and amplified.
I like the costume. The idea sounds really awesome as an alien costume. I mean, like, yeah, everyone's running around in late '60s superhero garb, but just to have it's like a second skin outfit type of a thing, I thought that was a really awesome idea as an alien costume. And how can you have like a onesie, like one size fits all races of aliens type of a thing? But it's a second skin. And it sounds so awesome. And yes, I like the image. Like I love the images of the Green Lantern. The Photoshop ones. They look great, fantastic. That's when the costume works. It's just if they put like a little bit more money in the costume, it looked fine, but it just seemed. I don't know. I guess it's on the TV that I'm watching it, but I don't know. It just
seemed off.
I don't know, cause like I got the Blu-ray and I've seen the movie. I saw the movie in theaters. I think 3 times. Yeah, that sounds about right. 3, maybe 4 times. And I never I was really studying it, trying to see what people were talking about. I could just never pick up on it. And I don't want to say people are gonna say I was just blinded because I really like Green Lantern, but I don't believe that. That seems too easy because I can pick apart things that I love. So I don't know, it's one of those weird things. But anyway, back to actually homemade cosplay.
Yeah.
There's
I was looking for Green Lantern costumes. I found a couple cool ones, and
yeah,
it's just it's all what you do. Like the thing about, especially with Green Lantern stuff, is because all your basic Green Lantern does not, unless you're trying to be from a particular incarnation or you're trying to look like an exact character. The thing about Green Lantern is all you have to do is stick to these elements: black, green, and white. The symbol has to be visible, and you have to have a ring.
Yeah.
That is it. That's all you have to do. So that's one of those really cool characters where you can do anything you want.
Yeah, you could
beyond that.
You could even do sort of like a Japanese samurai armor, as long as it has the symbol and you have the ring and it's the right color scheme.
Yep, that's it. And that's what I really like about you can see some really interesting Green Lantern stuff. And there are, of course, a lot of people doing, the spandex suit, and that's fine. That's, traditional.
Yeah.
But I really like to see when people experiment with some. The other costume that people experiment with a lot, and it's because the comics have really let you, and they've done fantastic jobs with this, is Iron Man.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the steampunk Iron Man?
I've seen it, and it looks awesome.
It does.
It does. It takes a little bit of work to put an Iron Man costume together, but
Anthony Lee, I believe Anthony Lee Cosplay or something like that, a YouTube channel. He does a lot of commissions for people where he will create Iron Man costumes for them, and he's done Hulkbuster models.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
It's awesome. 12-foot tall things where someone's inside of it. And, they're all made out of, really light plastic or cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
But he puts, metal pads on the bottom of the foot.
Yeah.
Underneath, you have a regular shoe with, good arch support and everything, but underneath that...
It's a metal plate on the bottom instead of a normal sole.
So, yeah, so when you're walking, it's just clunk, clunk, clunk. It's awesome.
Oh my god.
A few years ago, I was at a convention, and there was somebody dressed up as a Space Marine from Warhammer 40K.
Mm-hmm.
He had big, he used
All right, hold on. I gotta get you type that down in the chat so I can put up a picture of that, because I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
It is.
And say what it was again.
Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, just Space Marine from Warhammer 40K 40,000.
Okay.
Just
And-
imagine the most
No,
largest.
you don't have to describe it because I'm gonna. Oh well, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
and
I'm
describe.
going. His outfit, he had big, like he used styrofoam for it, like lightweight styrofoam.
Mhm.
But
Basically, for all those who don't know what a Space Marine looks like, just imagine a ridiculously buff-looking robot body with ridiculously sized shoulder pads, a
Mhm.
large gun, and just a teeny weeny little head.
yes, like if the person is supposed to be slightly larger than normal size, like in the universe, like 7-8 feet tall, but when they're in their armor, you can't tell because their armor puts them like 12 feet tall. Their shoulder pads are just like gigantic, like
Yeah, those are-
huge, because they're supposed to have like motors in them.
Mhm.
And the guy who made the outfit, he didn't have the helmet, or at least didn't have it on when I saw him. But he had the big shoulder pads, like armor and everything. And he instead of using styrofoam on the bottom of the shoes, he used big, thick, like rubber and bits of. Oh, I don't know what else he used. He used something that was big, heavy, and thick. So when he walked, it made just a loud, hollow, like a loud, solid thunk.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he sounded like he was heavy.
It reminds me of this cardboard Gundam I saw. It was great. Like no, like they.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a picture. Like it was just a picture I saw, and it looked exactly like a Gundam, but they didn't put any effort into painting it
Mm-hmm.
or making it look like any other material. It was just straight cardboard.
Yep.
It was awesome.
There's also cardboard samurais
Yeah, I've seen those.
That's
And
awesome.
and the beer samurais that use.
All right, so like we've got a lot of examples out there. So let's start going into the later half here, and we can continue to pull examples, obviously. But let's go into what do you think really defines a great cosplay, besides the little details or the ingenuity or the creativity. What can we say really defines a great cosplay?
being in
The
character.
amount.
Being in character, yes, I definitely agree with that. I mean, seeing somebody dressed up like that. When I was dressed up as Sonic,
Mhm.
all right, with Captain Logan in Metropolis, we saw a guy who was dressed in a Flash costume, and I ran up to him, with the hoodie on and everything, and I kept like pushing his shoulder, and he just looked at me, and he didn't realize, like, he perfectly got it. He's like, "Oh, I get it, you're Sonic." He's like, "Yeah, you want to race?" He's like, "Ha ha ha." It's like, "Damn it, man, you're ruining everything." Like that's the thing is, if he'd been in character, that would have been so much cooler. It'd been so much more fun. But he just,
Yeah.
it was just like he just put on the costume and decided that no one was gonna do anything. It was boring then.
Oh
There's
my
no
god. He crushed Ian's childhood dream of him dressing up as Sonic and racing the Flash.
Seriously, I was really disappointed because he was the only Flash I saw.
You serious?
Ha ha, get it? Flash I saw. Ha.
I was at Anime Central, and there were a few Flashes and Freakazoids, but there was somebody, I don't know what they were from, but they were dressed as this huge demon, and like they stayed in character. It was pretty easy for them because they didn't have to really talk. They just had to make loud guttural noises.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire time anyone asked them any kind of question, they would just, as long as they were in the costume, they would just respond in loud guttural cries.
It's awesome. See, that's the thing is, costume is one thing, but you gotta stay in the character, and that's the thing. I love being in character when I'm in costume. The first big cosplay I did was the Joker, based on Arkham Asylum, Serious House, Serious Earth, and
Did
it
you
didn't
wear-
work. It
Dude,
didn't work as I did not wear Madonna bra and fishnets. I thought about it, but no, I went based off of the comic just because I love the Joker's hair in that and just the creepiness of him. So I went as that, but I did, the classic purple suit because I didn't like the blue.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Purple.
it was Bobby and I, Joker and Batman,
and we're walking around trick-or-treating with Bobby's little brother. And for some reason, maybe the gods were just kind to me that day. Up ahead of us was a group of 13, 14-year-olds, none of them in costume, so bastards. 2 girls, 2 guys. And they looked back and saw me, and one screamed. So, you know, for the rest of the night, every time I saw them, I got, like, closer, and I just kept walking and smiling. But, like, while I was dressed up as the Joker, I kept telling, like, really, really fucked up jokes that, like, only he and other people who are evil inside would laugh at. And it just all worked to sell it. Like, you know, dead baby jokes aren't nearly as bad as the jokes I was telling, kind of stuff.
Really? Please tell us one, just to let our fans know how great you are.
So this guy walks into a bar, and he goes up to the bartender and he orders a drink. And he drinks that drink. And then he orders another drink, and he drinks that drink. And he keeps doing this all night. Until he goes back home and beats his wife and child. Ta-da! Get it?
Oh my god.
It's not an anti-joke. It's very much a joke. It's just really fucking evil.
Oh, guys, there's this. I'm gonna send you guys this really awesome picture of this really great cosplay, and it's something that we were talking about before about video game costumes, and this is just the detail on this costume is just breathtaking. Good God.
All right.
Let's have a look at this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting it up. Milan, don't send like 16 things at once.
Dude, I only sent like 2 images. 2.
Yeah, but I hate you.
You know.
Alright, so it's up on screen now, and I can't look at it yet because Milan's sending things. The Arkham Asylum Joker. That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't see them at all.
Oh, are you not downloading it?
It's not letting me.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're not going to talk about it. It's
Oh,
cool. We can't talk about it if no one can see it.
I can see it, and it's rather cool. If you can get that, Ian, if you can get something to that amount of quality, I will buy you a cookie.
I will buy you a cookie.
I don't want cookies from Australia.
Oh, you should. Dude, you should. They're full of cannabis.
I'm good. Anyway.
You only does get
like my Arkham Asylum one, what I liked about it was my tie matched the lining of my coat.
Mm-hmm.
As far as subtlety goes, I discussed how it was in character, and the thing is, my nails, because I grew out my nails the longest I've ever had them, and I painted them to match the same green. So I had this green tie and these long nails and this green lining of a coat, and I tried to get my hair to do that like Elvis meets Tim Burton thing that was going on in the book. And it didn't quite work because my hair is just too heavy, but it kind of got there. It was fun. That's still my favorite one because that's the one I put the most work into. But it's pretty well. I thought it was really well done, and it's probably the one I'm the most proud of. But it's not the one I had the most fun with, if that makes sense. But yeah, so staying in character is definitely a big quality here. What else do you think really helps sell a costume?
This is gonna make people hate me forever, but physicality has something to do with it. I mean, if you can wear a Superman outfit and actually fill it out, then damn, that's...
Yes, that's very true, and I gotta say, I think I've seen every size of woman in a Harley Quinn outfit.
Funny you should mention Harley Quinn.
Oh, send me that picture of her. Yes. Okay.
Here's a picture of a Harley Quinn cosplayer that I know, who she's able to fill the Harley Quinn cosplay. There's also a picture of a Roxy there, who actually fits what the the Roxy from Scott Pilgrim actually fits what the description of Roxy's supposed to be, which is a short, chubby, blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
And these are two people who kind of fit what you guys are talking about here, the
physical look of the
yeah,
character.
the physical attributes of the costume.
Mm-hmm.
That I was looking it up for the cosplay, and you guys mentioned that, so perfect
Yeah,
timing.
definitely. The thing is, nothing against fat people, and I understand that there aren't a lot of fat characters, and nothing against skinny people, and I understand that there aren't a lot of skinny characters, and understand that you happen to like this character and you want to emulate them.
Mm-hmm.
But if your ass needs to grunt to stand up from a chair, you probably shouldn't be getting in a spandex Superman outfit. And I know that sounds rude, but like that's the thing is I have seen every shape of a woman inside of a Harley Quinn costume. I swear to God I have. From like thinner than me to Jesus Christ, I didn't know they made that much spandex.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, dude, spandex.
That's the thing, no lie, what I hate about my physicality is when I did my Green Lantern thing, I still wanted it to be, I wanted the outfit to be fairly taut, fairly like skin tight, because that is the concept. You're just supposed to be, a construct that bonds to you, right? In the costume. But that's the thing about my physicality that kind of ruined it for me is I got the smallest size of Under Armour shirt they make, which is, polyester fabric.
Mm-hmm.
That shit still sagged on me. Like just to give people an idea of what Under Armour is, Scott is wearing Under Armour in the Wonder Boy costume in Epic Quest to Run movie. And he needed help to get that damn shirt on because it's too tight. And that just made me feel so bad that I could not at least fill out goddamn polyester.
Oh, Ian.
It's just annoying. It's really annoying.
But it's very amusing. It's very amusing. It may be annoying for you, but it's quite amusing for me and the Jew.
Oh, yes. Just, you can't fill out an outfit even with Under Armour on?
Oh my God.
No, Under Armour was the outfit.
Oh!
Like, it was that, it still sagged on me.
That's even worse.
It's usually skin tight.
I know. Isn't that bullshit?
I have an Under Armour shirt that I wear sometimes. Well, it's not really Under Armour, but it's similar, a compression shirt. And
No, you
I
wear. No, you
I
just
need
wear
a shoehorn basically to get that damn thing on. I know I'm not using it right, but I don't care.
That's too. No, I hated myself. I got in and I was like, the fuck is this shit? And I was able to pull on it, like the Jared thing, like the Jared Subway ads. I was able to basically do that. It's like this is bullshit.
Oh, anyway, let's move on to something that everyone's waiting for us to talk about: the cosplay girl.
Cosplay girls?
Yes, cosplay girls. Yes, the things that got girls into comics and video games in the first place. So we should thank cosplay for this. Thank you,
actually,
cosplay.
the thing is, cosplay is something that was mostly carried over from the Japanese. Like, the Japanese culture, the anime culture is what made cosplay big. Before that really spilled over to influence American audiences more, there were a couple people that would wear, like, Star Trek shirts or dress up as Batman for conventions, but they were really the odd man out.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you go to a con and don't at least see 10 to 20 people in costume, that's not a con.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a fair.
Actually, you know what? I have a few pictures of some conventions I went to. I can get some pictures of cosplays, and just so you guys can you can pull them up if you find a good one at the end.
Go ahead and just send me all of them. I'll play them right now as we talk.
All right.
This is gonna be the one with the most pictures because this is something you definitely need to be seen.
Especially, okay, I have to send this one first because, as Milan said, a lot of people like cosplay because they cosplay women. What's really good is when they do I guess this one would be a gender bent, when they take a male cosplay.
Those are funny. I saw
Oh, God.
what do they call that? Rule 96?
Rule 63.
Oh, Rule 63, yeah, when you got, there was a really funny one where it was a male Harley Quinn and a female Joker, but the guy was, beefy as fuck.
Right here, we have a female Luffy from One Piece. Luffy usually has the open shirt, so they got a bikini.
Oh, clever.
Yeah.
Those are fun when they do really clever things like that. Oh, that is cool.
And then continue with yours.
It's just interesting. Oh, go ahead, Juan. I'm sorry.
It is quite interesting, and it's almost like whenever there's a really big con and girls tend to dress up in male superhero outfits, it's almost like, all the Earths, all the, Earth 1, Earth 2 just split open, and all the alternative comic book, gender bending characters.
And that was the thing, is that was the justification for it for the most part. The line I loved was from Kevin Smith is about Batgirl. It was all the things I loved about Batman, and I could have sex with it.
Another group of female cosplayers that come through, and male cosplayers, are what are called crossplaying. When, in this picture, a girl cosplays a male character. In this case, Vincent from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
So
you don't see men playing women as often as you see women playing men, and I think that has more to do with the popularity of the characters.
I was about to say, on that note, I have a picture that includes a male crossplayer. Now, it's going to be slightly embarrassing for me, because to show that it's a male crossplayer, it's in a group of girls playing the character. I'm in the middle of it, and there's a male crossplayer right to my right. You can kind of see him there. That's the best picture I could find of him. He's what is making me uncomfortable, in all honesty.
Okay, hold on.
This is another thing about cosplays that are good. If you have a character that a female character is
Wait, is he the guy with the pink ribbon on his head?
Yes.
Oh, I can definitely tell that's a dude.
Yes, and he's right against my shoulder. But this is another thing that cosplays, that some people like to do cosplays for. If you do a cosplay that a bunch of female characters are supposed to like, good lord, if you find a lot of those female cosplayers, a lot of that person, a lot of that character, good lord.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. That is ridiculous.
I'm back.
You're back. Where did you go?
He does that. He has
sorry.
no idea what the word professionalism means. So
Sorry.
instead of just quietly going and then quietly coming back, he'll just sit there and say, "I'm back. I'm going to announce it to the whole world."
Sorry, Ian. Sorry,
No, you're not. You're not sorry. That's the problem.
I know I'm not, but I'm just saying that to, appease your wrath.
There is no appeasing me. The Jew knows this.
No, there is no appeasing him.
Say that in a German accent.
The Jew knows this. Has a really bad German accent.
No. Say there's no appeasing me. The Jew knows this. Say that in a German accent.
There is no appeasing me. The Jew knows this.
That's so funny. In a horrible.
Chris, am I giving you chills?
Not quite. I did take a German class, so.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so back to cosplay.
Going back for a moment into in-character cosplaying. Deadpool cosplayers.
Oh god.
There is a hit and miss group if there ever was one.
Yes.
Because a lot of people like Deadpool, but when a lot of people cosplay as him, they just are dead, Well, they're just in the mask and not saying a damn word, and some people are doing, doing the character but poorly. And then occasionally you hit someone that's actually really good at it.
Yes, I saw a video of a really good Deadpool cosplayer who was so into it, he was even able to cross into another group of another fandom because the shirt he was wearing underneath his Deadpool cosplay was from that group.
Mm-hmm.
And like they were in the middle of their photo shoot, and the character whose shirt he had on underneath it, there's only one of them in the entire group. Like of the entire photo shoot, there's only one of them. So this Deadpool comes right out of the photo shoot, like rips open his Deadpool costume right at the front where the like the zipper that is, just opens it up to reveal the shirt, and then runs back away from the photo shoot.
That's awesome. See, the thing that like pissed me off, because I thought it was genius, is Bobby and I, we usually cosplay together, you know, because we're the only two of our friends that are really into it, not counting Chris. We went to Free Comic Book Day in costume. And this is when I was dressed as Green Lantern, and he was dressed as Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And nobody got the joke. And that pisses me off.
But Green Lantern's DC and Deadpool's Marvel.
Exactly, but what do they have in common?
Ryan Reynolds.
Nobody got it! It was so genius. It was like our brainchild. We thought we were so clever. It just went right over people's heads.
Oh, my God.
I just got it.
Yeah. Anyway. Nah, that was a really fun one, but no one got the joke, of course.
Maybe they did get the joke, but they just didn't react just to spite you, Ian.
Maybe the whole world is against me.
Maybe they didn't maybe they didn't like how Deadpool was portrayed in the movies, so they just kind of block it out.
That's certainly possible, but I thought it was funny. Like I thought it was a really great idea, and just, of course.
Of course, It was a great idea. Ian came up with it, so it must be great.
There we go. I've taught you well.
Thank you, Master.
Now, what do you think about the other thing that gets done to death is Star Wars? Almost to the point where it's kind of boring to see just a regular Star Wars character costume. Like, they have to do something clever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's when things like amalgamation characters come in. Where it's like, I don't know, like a stormtrooper dressed up as friggin' Doctor Doom or something, or Spider-Man Han Solo or something.
Those are horrible ideas, but I see what you're saying. Like, I saw, a Darth Vader costume that was blended with a Batman costume. And
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
So, I just saw one. Because I'm going through a bunch of cosplays on through different websites. I just saw a really good one. Well, I guess my idea of good and your idea of good are probably way different. To me, it was a good idea. He was it was Darth Vader in like a suit with two female stormtroopers in dresses surrounding him. So it was like.
Can you link it? Can you link it, please?
Yeah, I gotta refind it.
Well, just find it, but we'll link it because that sounds awesome.
Well, I'll know when you see it.
What?
What?
Huh?
I said we'll all know in the video when you see it. You guys can take what you're doing.
Okay, anyway, so, yeah, like what I was saying, it's just, Star Wars is one of those things that's done to death. So is Batman. It's still cool to see a cool Batman costume, but it just doesn't do it for me in the way that, a Batman costume of Damian Wayne version of Batman would do it for me, or a, I don't know, like, a Batman costume of, like a very particular version. Like, I've seen someone do a 1939 Batman costume, like the first issue kind of Batman costume, and that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Just, it's got to be very particular. A general Batman costume doesn't really sell it for me anymore. And even the particulars don't quite work. I really like amalgam cosplays. Those are fun and clever, especially when not only the costume looks cool, or the idea for the costume looks cool, but I love it when the personalities sync up really well. Those are really fun to do. Or to see, I should say. I can't imagine any cosplay is really fun to do, because they all take a lot of effort.
Oh, I've had fun with a few of mine that I've made, although it probably is because mine are some of the most simple ones to make.
Yeah, like your one of the Homestuck character is what, just a pipe and a hat, and
Dad,
that's about.
it's a pipe, a hat, a white shirt, and a white pair of pants.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Two-Faces are really hard to come by, because no one wants to take the time to do the damn makeup for Two-Face. What?
That's just a cop-out.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, Two-Face would be a really easy character to do if, you know, it wasn't for the whole makeup on the side of the face.
Well, if they make a structured mask that goes with their face, then they can just attach it when they need to.
Yeah, that's certainly an option, and I've seen people do things like that, but I'm just not as impressed personally. Milan, have you seen any Two-Face, or have you been to any cons, Milan?
Oh, I have. There's some cons here in Australia. They're called Supernova, and they're just really huge ones. And there's some really great Two-Face cosplays. That there was this one guy that I don't know how he did it, but basically he actually did have like a bit of his cheek missing, and he was like a war veteran or something, and he had like his cheek missing, and so you could see his teeth, and he did the Two-Face thing, and it was like, oh my god, that looks so awesome.
Interesting.
People who incorporate actual life things into their cosplays.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
And now you got to think about how rare that, you know, the guy that's actually missing part of his face, who actually enjoys Two-Face as a character.
Yeah.
And is also into cosplay. You know, you got to wonder how far and few between those guys are.
Well, some people get into cosplay because of certain injuries.
Certainly, I'm just saying, like, it's got to be such just a narrow.
Oh yeah.
Sampling pool.
Oh, by the way, one more thing. There's a lot of girls with red hair that happen to be in wheelchairs that just love the pre-52 Barbara Gordon, and like, I mean, it's just like, oh, it's like, I saw this documentary on the.
That's not even really a costume at that point.
well, they have kind of a cutesy poo little, you know, Batgirl costume, but they're in a wheelchair, and it's like, oh my god, she's in a wheelchair. It's like she likes Barbara Gordon, but you know.
I mean, that's certainly a good way to use your disability to still have fun, but it's just kind of like, it's not really doing a whole lot as far as cosplay goes, if that makes sense. Not to discourage people with disabilities from doing cosplay, but that's certainly not.
Don't do a cosplay just because your disability fits into it. Actually work to it. Like, if you're gonna do
actually, what would be cool is, you know, like, if someone did a like, say you're in a wheelchair, if someone did a cosplay of, like, old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
you know, just, like, broken down, you know, stuff like that. Or if you have a cane, do, you know, Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
That'd be...
Like, if you're in a wheelchair, don't just plop yourself in a wheelchair, have red hair, and say you're Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, and don't just plop yourself in a wheelchair. Like, alright, here we go. If you are in a wheelchair, but you have a full head of hair, I am going to say you are a cosplayer if you shave your head and get in a suit, get in your wheelchair, and say, I am Professor X. You know? That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to see. It's really simple. I mean, you have to, you know, shave your head, but it's certainly something that's a higher caliber. Like I said, I do like doing, you know, the quote-unquote lazy cosplays, but those aren't by any means lacking in effort.
Yeah.
They come off as a more casual version of the character, or a way to do the character that not anyone's necessarily thought of.
Yeah. Even if it's lazy, quote unquote, laid back is a term I prefer.
Yeah.
If it's still original and stands out, then it's fine it's fine in my opinion.
Alright, so we talked about originality, we talked about nuance, we talked about, you know, particulars, and we discussed character. Is there anything else that we feel really, really adds to it and we'll spend the last 15 minutes really wrapping up then.
Groups. When you're in a group.
God,
of the
yes.
same
How
thing.
Yes, that actually works. How awesome is it to see? There's this photo I've seen of a cosplay of a bunch of cosplayers, and it's basically all of my childhood, Justice League animated superheroes. Just like there's John Jones and Superman and Batman, and they're all in
Justice League's a popular one, so is Avengers. God, I can't wait
Mm.
to see what Comic-Con's like next year. Because, I mean, didn't give people a lot of time to really assemble good Avengers group costumes.
Yeah.
Like, I know there are going to be a couple, obviously, but it didn't give a lot of people time.
Oh,
So I'm really
dude,
curious
dude.
to see what Comic-Con's like
I
next year.
can't wait.
The
to
number.
I can't wait to see when the Guardians of the Galaxy will come out and people will start dressing up as a giant tree man. That'd be awesome. Awesome.
Oh, that's funny. No, it's just,
Or Rocket Raccoon.
I love group ones. I still have yet to see an Injustice League group costume thing. I really want to see one of those.
Dude, I would love to see a Rocket Raccoon cosplay. I would pay to see that.
I'm pretty sure someone's done it. I mean, someone's done a Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm sure someone's done a Rocket Raccoon.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog isn't like so Sonic the Hedgehog is out there. He's one of the pantheon of popular pop culture deities. But Rocket Raccoon's more underground, more he's
Found it.
ah crap. Way to burst my bubble, Ian, with your knowledge.
What? You just said you would love to see it. Now
Oh.
you don't want to see it.
I do want to see it. It's just like I was on this, how awesome Rocket Raccoon is, and now it's like you're gonna show me the picture, which is awesome. Let's see it.
Oh, you want to actually see it? Okay.
Well, not
It's
right
not
now.
great. Here you go. Yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely not the best cosplay I've seen in a while, but damn it, stupid son of a. Ooh, good cosplay website though. View image and.
Just to point out something about groups of cosplayers, I know you said you don't want to make this a Homestuck thing, and I'm not going to make it.
You can go ahead.
Homestuck has one of the largest fan bases when it comes to groups at conventions. At the New York Comic Con, this is what it.
You're gonna show the black security guard, aren't you?
No. The size of the groups. That is how big.
Jesus fuck.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna show the Rocket Raccoon should be up already. Let's see here. It's 102. Okay. And then 10. I'll actually hold on. 101. Sorry, I'm taking notes because this is gonna be a very picture-heavy video, obviously.
Yeah. Just the amount of people that.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
I have to give props to the person who was organizing that photo shoot. Actually.
Can you find a bigger one? Like a bigger picture, I mean.
Maybe.
Like it can be the same image, just a larger canvas kind of thing.
Just a bigger.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
You don't have to. I just want to see if you can.
I don't think I can.
Lon, don't transfer files. It takes forever.
Dude, relax. Jesus.
We're sitting here linking things, and now we gotta wait 10 minutes because of your shitty internet connection to download one file. And there are
like-
3 of these things.
I can't even get them.
The fuck?
Oh my god, this is so amusing. Oh
Why
god.
do you not have links? Who cannot link things?
Because I have pictures on my desktop. It's
Use tiny pic.
Ugh, God, no, Milan's computer is so shitty that he cannot run 2 applications at once. I.e., he cannot have Skype running and Internet Explorer so that he can look up pictures on Google Images. That and files don't even save right all the time. It's an okay Steph Brown, but I hate that character. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Chris. Thank
Good.
you. It's an okay Stephanie Brown. What's the other one? Huntress. Huntress is cool. I think I've seen that somewhere before. That's almost movie quality. There's something about the mask that kinda breaks away from it. I do like the Batman belt. It looks like they took some of those Batman belts to make that. I'm sorry. Hold on. This thing, I have to keep writing down things here. Anyway, Chris, you can't see that, but anyway. I really do like movie accurate costumes. Those are amazing. I just saw a Wonder Woman one the other day that just blew me away. It was like just so well done. I'm gonna post it right now for everybody to see. Wonderful. I just had to start abbreviating to like WW and RR and shit like that. Because it's taking me too long to write down all the notes. There you go. I really like that one. That really impressed me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
Yeah, like that could be, no lie, that person should go find the movie studio or the production studio interested in doing a Wonder Woman movie with Warner Brothers and pitch that.
Yeah, just walk in that and say, here.
And what was cool is I read the artist's description on that, and she was like, yeah, I'm actually posting a materials list and a how-to online sometime soon. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. If I had a vagina, I would totally do that. Well, no, actually, that's a lie, because if I had a vagina, I'd just spend all day locked in my room masturbating.
Oh my god. This escalated quickly.
Well, like you wouldn't.
No.
You'd be a slut, wouldn't you? You'd go out and get banged.
Shitting me? I'd be one of the people out there like saying, hey, I'm bleeding for 7 days out of the month. Can we fix this? Because fuck that noise.
Well, problem is, modern science says the period is basically a choice with all the different different birth control options out there.
That are not covered under insurance.
But still,
Someone,
just saying.
we're not going to turn this into that kind of a talk. This is cosplay stuff.
Hey, that is actually quite relevant to cosplay when you think about it.
Yeah, when someone
You
wears...
cannot be an angel if you're on that time of the month. You cannot wear a Princess Leia dress.
Slave cosplay.
Still, even that.
No, I wouldn't wear the slave cosplay.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Just one of those things. I don't know. It's a difficult topic to really narrow down to any one thing is what it comes down to.
What was the topic again?
Cosplay.
Yes, that topic.
Yeah, not slave Leia and periods.
I was gonna say, I don't think you can narrow it down anymore.
You know something I haven't seen that really surprises me because it seems like someone should be this committed. Have you ever seen a Jabba the Hutt costume?
Give me a second.
Oh no.
I've not seen one personally, no.
Like I haven't even seen the Hutt with two T's cosplay. I'm interested in that because like I've seen fat people and like they have really shitty costumes, but those don't count. And that was kind of the topic that I guess gets into this is how shitty Halloween costumes are.
Oh my god.
Like, have you seen the thing? Oh my, like, I remember being a kid and they were not anywhere near that shitty.
Oh, they've always been that shitty.
No way.
We just never noticed because we always got the kids ones.
True, but still, like, look at this Jabba the Hutt Halloween costume. And that's probably well over $100. It's ridiculous. That is just plain out.
Oh, what? It looks like a trash bag.
Exactly. there's such an interesting costume. Like, they put up a statue at a Comic-Con. It looked like there was a guy inside something, but it's not quite a costume because he couldn't move. And I think that kind of defines a costume, is you have to be able to move in it.
Not necessarily, although it's really helpful.
Sorry, guys. My dad needed me to check his blood pressure, but anyway, yes, that's a very good point, Ian.
Like, I couldn't really consider it a costume, because otherwise you're just a guy in this, like, stage thing, you know?
But how can you
a
move?
Guy in a stage coach or something like that.
But hold on, if you are in this giant immovable costume, how on earth did you get to the con in the first place?
Well, no, you obviously brought it in, on a truck or something. You don't necessarily have to.
Couldn't they just put it on a big moving platform like you see in parades and just have someone drag him around?
I still don't think that counts. I think I think the character has to be moving independently of the world around him. Now, you can certainly create an illusion. I mean, you could, let's take Jabba the Hutt as an example here. You could conceivably do Jabba the Hutt as, one guy inside the main, body portion, and then you have some kind of...
Like a Chinese dragon.
Yeah, something like that. Not necessarily, but just one guy in the head. In the head,
and then one or
main body
behind
and arms.
it, following behind with it.
Maybe. I'm thinking more like if you had, RC cars or something like that are moving the tail.
Yeah.
And, Jabba's fat enough that as long as your material is light enough that it can light enough yet durable enough that it can drag on the floor without a problem.
Yeah.
You could have it draped over so you don't see the wheels moving.
Yeah.
And that'd be fairly impressive.
That would be fairly impressive.
Now, I don't know what the money is behind that, but I mean, still. At a certain point, money doesn't matter. Like, there are some people who take cosplaying so seriously that they will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on stuff.
$1,000 Iron Man cosplay?
Yeah, that's the thing. That guy that does the Iron Man cosplays I was talking about earlier, he commissions them. Like, he does commissions, and they're incredibly expensive. You'll have to excuse me for a moment.
Doorbell.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Certainly. So, yes, Jew, sorry, I'm sorry, Chris, it's just, Ian,
okay.
Ian just implanted that name of you inside my head. He's like, whenever he refers to you as Jew, and it makes me, I'm sorry about that.
High school. I chose that nickname throughout all of high school, so it's alright.
Really?
Wasn't it your brother's nickname, too?
Yes.
Okay. See, that's the thing, is he copped his brother's nickname just so people would think he was cooler. And the thing is, his brother is almost identical to him. It's ridiculous.
Hey.
Like, I'm pretty sure you two are just clones that came out on separate, a couple years apart.
Hey,
they just...
that whole, I only copied my brother's name so I would seem cooler. It worked with Scott, didn't it?
Wait, what?
It worked with Scott, didn't it?
With Scott?
Using my brother's nickname, the Jew, to seem cooler.
Which Scott are we talking about here?
Babbitt.
What?
Remember?
He used Bobby's nickname?
No, he thought I was cool because Jew. Remember?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. It totally did work.
See, it worked.
Sorry, inside jokes. See, the thing is, Scott, the Jew, and myself all went to the same high school. And the Jew's brother did as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jew's brother was incredibly popular. And he also went by the Jew. So when Chris started going to Snyder, he started going by the Jew because his brother graduated, that year, or was it the year after?
Like, the year I was a freshman was my brother's senior year.
Okay, yeah. So he started going by the Jew. So the Jew's reputation transferred onto Chris as the new Jew. But no one called him the new Jew. They just kept with the Jew.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looked like there was one guy going to Snyder for like 7-8 years. Because they look almost identical. So Scott, having never met either of them, had just always heard that the Jew was a cool guy. And so when he finally met Chris, he's like, "Oh, the Jew, you're awesome."
Well, he'd heard two different things about two different
He heard
Jews.
Chris Nerzik was a bitch, but that the Jew was cool, and he did not realize that these two were the same person.
For the most part.
Secret identity shit right there.
Yeah, it's like Bruce Wayne Batman. Bruce Wayne's a misogynistic asshole. Batman's cool. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Superman's both.
Oh.
All right, now let's talk about one topic that I feel we kind of missed over. If you still got some time, Chris.
One thing. Before
Okay,
we
go
ahead. If I were to have a nickname, what would it be?
Fat ass.
Dude, you've never
Ugly?
seen my ass, and I'm not ugly. You know it. I'm not ugly.
Okay, you're right. Hideous bowl of lard. Gelatinous mold. Giant piece of living shit.
Wow.
And that's all one nickname. Those aren't separate nicknames. That's all one. And that doesn't even begin to describe you as a person.
Oh.
Hell, you're not even a person. It's impossible to describe you as a person because you really aren't. Do not meet
Ian.
the technical definition for
Ian.
a person.
I can bunch all of these up into one name.
What?
Jabba the Hutt.
Oh. I want to.
No. Jabba was not that fat. You don't need to rip into Jabba's personality. You know, he's got, weight issues, and you don't need to be that mean to him. Jabba is like at least 9,000 pounds skinnier than Milan.
He lies through his teeth.
Is it 10,000 pounds skinnier than you?
I was being nice, but yeah, you're right. It's at least, 7 tons skinnier than Milan.
So great to have the old Ian back.
You brought that on yourself,
I know,
Yeah,
I did.
no,
I
you
know.
did. You really did.
I did. Say, with all of that long ass name, wouldn't it be much more, practical if you came out with some sort of anachronism?
Oh, that wouldn't be half bad. I'm gonna have to go look up what exactly I said and take the first letter from each word, and that's just gonna, I'm gonna make you delete your YouTube account and create a new one as that.
You're gonna make me do that.
Maybe. I just gotta get something to blackmail you with.
What? Oh God, no.
Yes.
No.
Pictures.
No. You wouldn't do that, Ian. You would not.
I'm gonna show them to your dad unless you delete your YouTube account and recreate it as fat gelatinous mob piece of shit living excrement.
Dude, don't joke with that. Those photos, I trusted you with those photos, dude.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Ian, you were saying that there was something that you wanted to touch on.
Shit, it wasn't, because I totally got distracted in making fun of Milan.
Oh, you horrible
Damn.
person. Oh.
I was talking about nicknames about the Jew, and then something crossed my mind, and then Milan wanted a nickname.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember my train of thought, and I can't.
Well, would it jog your memory if we quickly go back quickly go back for a moment about people cosplaying opposite genders?
Sure, go ahead.
Switching the gender of a cosplay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because, again, since it's the fandom that I'm most in, Homestuck, they've been in other fandoms too. These particular types of people who have these girls who have assets that they use.
They have large,
Tracts.
gaping tracts of land.
Like this. And
I just turned into that little cartoon dog that you always see.
because she has large tracts of land.
She definitely does.
That is the valley they refer to in the Bible. And that is, in my opinion,
promised
a
land.
63 done right.
See, the thing that cracks me up is, did you ever see you saw Thor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Kate Dennings is in Thor, and she's also the girl, and she's Max in Two Broke Girls. And I was watching that the other night, and they were like volunteering for medical testing, like drug testing, and like her roommate's really scared to be doing it, and she goes, "Have you ever gotten any side effects from these?" She goes, "No, at least not negative side effects." "What'd you get?" "I used to be an A cup." And if any of you have seen Kate Dennings, woo, that's quite it's
Yeah. I mean, if you look at her in Thor, and if you look at her in the Two Broke Girls, she's put on some weight in the best way possible. She's like, first she was like this cute little skinny chick. Now it's like, yeah. It's like,
have you Juan, you like her a lot, don't you?
I love her. I love her so much.
Haven't you seen the pictures of her that got leaked?
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, she cell phone pics of her leaked.
Naked.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Milan's going into cardiac arrest.
I don't think that's cardiac arrest.
Milan, quit masturbating now.
I'm not. I swear to God. Send me those pics now. Just joking. Send it to me.
Back on topic.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Genders are funny. Alright, so I think we've got this pretty well done. There was something else I wanted to mention, but it's completely slipped my mind.
You were talking about, you just wanted to bring it up before we finish.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was. It slipped my mind.
Oh.
Like I was trying to remember it, and I can't now.
Poor dear.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up. Like I said, we'll be back next time with the Green Lantern animated series discussion. Bill will be back for that, hopefully. We wish him the best of luck, and we hope that he doesn't drown in Hurricane Sandy.
And doesn't get hit by lightning.
Yeah. Jew, thanks for coming on. Chris is actually composing a theme song for us right now, so we're going to talk to the shop real quick. How's that coming, Chris?
It's coming.
Okay, that's good news, I suppose.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, sure, why not? Actually, no, it's not. That's why premature ejaculation is a bad thing.
Way to bring that up, Ian.
In any case, but we'll be back, like I said, next week with Green Lantern the animated series. We haven't gotten any yet, but that doesn't mean that we're still not taking them. Any Skype ins, record your voice 1 minute to 1 to 2 minutes long on any questions you want to ask about the topic for next week. So anything on Green Lantern the animated series as a call-in, basically, we'll play it, we'll credit you, and yada yada. You can send it to us on Skype, or you can PM me a download link.
Oh yes, and a promotional thing. If you are the first person to give us a call, and guess what? I, Milan Jeftik, will draw you, because I am the guy who drew this little picture of us sitting here, the one that you're looking at right now.
No, they won't be looking at that because Bill's not here, so I got to do something with the Jew.
Oh well, how about you do this? How about you get like a, the picture you were telling me about that from that movie of just the most stereotypical Jew ever? Just cut out.
I gotta try to find it. I'd have to download that movie.
I'm sure there's
because it's shown for a whole 2 seconds.
I'm sure there's plenty of those things on Google Images. Just cut out the head and put it in instead of Godzilla's head.
Maybe, we'll see. In any case,
I'm a horrible person.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Until next time, we're your geeky gentlemen. We'll be discussing
things.